Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Serena if you are new here, and today we are going to be talking about all of your unpopular bookish opinions. Now, I've read through these before starting this video, and we have some really good ones in here, and then some that, for me personally, they are fighting words. So let's just get into it. The first one that I have here says, I hated The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think it's LaRue. I personally have not read this book yet. I actually started the audiobook for it about 6 months ago, and I just couldn't get into it. I think that I just need to read the physical book, see if I can get into it that way. But I've heard this from a lot of people. Like, some people, it's either a love it, absolutely obsessed, can't get enough of it, or they despise it, just DNF'd it, put it down, you know, whatever their feelings were about it. That's how they felt. I've never really seen any in-betweens on that one. I don't have much an opinion because I haven't read it yet, but that's our first unpopular opinion. Next, this one was a fighting word for me. Nesta sucks. Now, I love Nesta. Very unpopular opinion for me, and what I think of this series is that the last book was actually my favorite book. Silver Flames, I devoured, I was obsessed. I could not get enough of Nesta. Although I didn't like her in the beginning parts of the book, her having her own story really like opened my eyes to everything that she's been through and had to overcome and conquer, and I personally fell in love with her. I think she's a great character. I loved her. I just couldn't get enough of her. So this is definitely fighting words for me to read this, but I know a lot of people think this about Nesta, so it's either you like her or you don't. There's no in between on that one. Next, Twilight is the best series of all time. I think I need to do a reread of Twilight because I read Twilight as the books were coming out, and that was like, I don't know, 10 years ago now, I think? Even more. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since Twilight came out. But I think I need to do a reread because I definitely do remember enjoying Twilight when it came out. And I think I watched all the movies. I don't think I was allowed to watch Breaking Dawn because that one was like, a lot of things happened in that movie and in that book. I think I just watched Twilight New Moon Eclipse. I do remember seeing, was it a meme or reading somewhere that like a good portion of the Twilight movie is just them staring at each other. Has anybody else seen that? Or was it just me? But that's one thing I do remember is there's just a lot of like silence. But I do tend to agree. 6th and 7th and 8th grade year old me would say that yes, Twilight is the best series ever. Do I still say this now? I don't know. But I think I do need to do a reread because I did enjoy Twilight when I did read it the first time. The next one, I don't hate insta love. I haven't really read a book where there was like major insta love. The only thing that comes close to insta love that I've read so far is, oh my goodness, what's that book title called? A Merry Little Meet Cute by Sierra something, I think. I don't remember who it's by, but that was the closest thing that I've read so far to insta love, and it was kind of like a back and forth on whether this was truly insta love or not because the two main characters have both been like infatuated with each other. So one was in a band and one was in films. The girl listened to his music and he watched her in like movies and stuff like that. So when they finally met in person, it was kind of like everything just clicked and they instantly like started with each other. So I guess that's the closest I can get to insta love. Did it bother me? Not really. It kind of did in a moment, but I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't hate this. And I think that's a very unpopular opinion, and I tend to agree because most people don't like insta love. I've seen reviews where people DNF a book on page like 60 something or whatever because the characters started to develop feelings for each other already. So I think it's either you love it or you don't. It doesn't bother me. If I were to read another book that had insta love, I don't think it would bother me. It's fiction. They're allowed to do that. Not every book can go like 150 pages without them having feelings for each other. That's that one. Next one, hated ugly love. And I know for a couple people that these are major fighting words. It's really funny actually, don't remember reading Ugly Love. I listened to the audiobook and I just think that I wasn't engaged or as engaged as I thought I was with the book. I don't remember a single thing that happened in that book. I don't remember the main characters. I don't remember where it took place. It's like really bad. For some people that's their top tier Colleen Hoover book, and I'm like, I don't remember it. So I want to do a reread of it, but I know this one and November 9 are major, like you either loved it or you weren't vibing with it whatsoever. Like I said, Ugly Love, I have to do a reread of because I just couldn't even tell you like a brief synopsis. And when I do read a synopsis, I am like, did I read this? Is this the same book that I thought I read? I don't know. I have no idea. So the next one says, I love peeling stickers off books. How is that an unpopular opinion? I'm just curious because I love doing that also, and I will never keep a Target sticker or like a Barnes & Noble buy one get one 50% off sticker on my books. They don't belong there. They should be like, I don't know, easier to remove, and everybody should take them off their books. Why leave it on there? Next one says Verity sucks and hype makes no sense. This is a hard one for me because Verity was one of the first books that got me back into reading. And since then I have grown and I have found other books that I'm obsessed with, other thrillers that I love by other authors that I also love. I thought Verity was good at the time that I did read it. Do I prefer Colleen Hoover's romance versus her thrillers? I think so. I've read Verity and I've read Layla. The last one I have to read that's more of a thriller suspense is Never Never that you did with Taryn Fisher. So once I get that one in, I think I will have more of a well-rounded opinion on what genre I like best from her. But I think Verity serves its purpose. I think if you're just starting to read, it's one of those books that really just like rips you in and people just become like obsessed. And then there's other books that are just as good, if not better than that. That's kind of how I feel about Verity. It was good while it lasted, it served its purpose. And I think there are other books that are just as good, if not better. Next, we have another one, a Twilight series is golden. Again, I have to do a reread. I think I will still agree. I'm thinking about doing a video actually that like I read all of the books that middle school and high school me read and see if they're still like 4 and 5 stars like the way I ranked them. So Twilight's definitely gonna be one of them. The next one says, I hate step back covers. What is a step back? Oh wait, is that like Caraval? I have to Google this, hold on.
What is a step back cover? I should know this.
The cover behind from cover? I have never seen a book like this.
I'm trying to find one that's not like a naked man on the front.
That's another thing that needs to go in the book community is these like shirtless men covers. All right, I guess that kind of makes sense. You have the cover of the book and then you open it up and there's another picture. Okay, so I guess I don't really do this anymore, but I will show you sort of an example. So the Caraval series, it has the cover, right? And then you open this up and there's the synopsis here. And then it's got her next book here. I guess that's what they're saying. Like they don't like that. Like it should just be on the back. I haven't seen too many of those. So I don't really have a preference. Does this bother me here? No, not really, because it matches and it makes sense. But I could see like if you had the cover and then it was just like another picture that could have been a cover, kind of like a waste of space. Get back to my unpopular opinions. I think this is the last one. People need to get over Colleen Hoover. Eey. Okay, so I have to choose my words wisely here. Do I love Colleen Hoover? Yes. I think every author deserves to have their spotlight, and Colleen Hoover has she's made it. She has a whole bunch of bestsellers that are out there, and do I think that I will go out of my way to read every new release by her? Probably not. Is she an author that I will read the entire backlist of? Probably not. Just some of her older things. I know some people say that her older works are her best and they're just great. I just have an issue. I think it started when I first started Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I was like, I don't really want to read about high schoolers. A lot of her books that are about older people, like college and up, yeah, I'll read them, sure. Do I obsess over them and do I recommend Colleen Hoover to everybody? No, not really. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about Verity. If you're somebody that's just starting to get into reading again, Colleen Hoover's books are definitely great to pick up. They're fast-paced. There's a lot of drama, I guess we can call it. A lot happens in the 350 to 360 pages that she writes, and I do think it's a good starting point. Do I think Colleen Hoover is one of my top authors? No. I've just read a bunch of other books at this point by different authors and I prefer those over Colleen Hoover's books. So those are my thoughts. Do people need to get over Colleen Hoover? I don't think so. Read whatever you want. Like read whatever makes you happy. If you want to read all Colleen Hoover and her entire backlist, like absolutely go for it. I will cheer you on from the sidelines. I will like all of your posts. I will share your posts. Go for it. Absolutely 100% go for it. Will I be that person? Probably not. And if you're looking for those reviews in me, I will point you directly to other people that have read her books, love her books, rate and reviewed, and did an author ranking. Like I will find all those people for you because you deserve to have that information. You deserve to read books that make you happy. Just because some people think that, you know, she's overrated, don't let that steer you away from reading books by her. So that is my Colleen Hoover rant. I've read most of her recent backlist. I have read, I'm just looking at my shelf where I have her books. Reminders of Him, Layla, Verity, It Ends With Us, It Starts With Us, Ugly Love, but I'm like half counting that because I generally don't remember. November 9, and the last one that I have that I received from Atra is the new cover of Heartbones. So that re-released, that's the only one I have to read on my shelf by her. I will acquire them and read them if they are sent to me or if they're gifted to me off my wish list or something like that. I personally won't go out of my way to buy a Colleen Hoover book because I've read all the ones that I really have liked and enjoyed so far. Those are my thoughts on Colleen Hoover. I think she's a great writer. I think she's a gripping writer, and I am curious to see what she comes out with, and the movie adaptations that are coming, definitely very curious about that. So those are all of our unpopular opinions. I hope you guys either agreed or disagreed, and please don't hate me for these unpopular opinions. They were submitted on Instagram. I had posted a story and these were just ones that were submitted. Yeah, I hope my little rambles about each and every one of them made sense, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video with me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.